getting turned away.
Been there.
That's totally fair. He said this team exact opposite of last year's team. That's true. Can we dive into that for 2 seconds here?
Yeah.
I remember sitting at Murphy's Bleachers last season, about a month out from now. It was right after the All-Star break. It was that Boston series. And we were sitting there. It was the Saturday game. They just lost on Friday. And it was myself and 2 of my friends. And we were watching MLB Network. They had it on at the bar because it was like 9:30 in the morning when we got there. It was a long day. Let's just put it that way. But so they still had MLB Network on. There was no post game yet or pre-show for Marquee yet. Like it was MLB Network, and it displayed the top like 5 offenses in baseball in terms of 10 or more run games. Cubs are number 2 in the whole league at that time last season. So about halfway through the year, or a little over halfway through the year at the All-Star break. Second in the league. The only team that had more, the Texas Rangers at that time. And it wasn't by a horrible amount either. I think if I remember correctly, the Rangers had like 14. No, that doesn't even sound right. Maybe it was like 19. They had
19.
quite a few of those.
Yeah.
But then the Cubs had like 14. And then it was the Tampa Bay Rays and the Braves that each had like 11.
Wow.
So the Cubs were in really elite company offensively at that point.
Yeah.
Because yes, they would have the games where they would score 13, but then they would score like 2 the next day. And that was a lot of where that fluctuation was. And the starting pitching was heinous outside of 2 or 3 guys.
True.
Where this year's, like Jeremiah says here, the exact opposite. The starting pitching's almost guaranteed to only give up 2 to 3 runs every game, sometimes even less. And the bats, like we're happy if the bats score 5 and 6 runs, and even that doesn't feel safe sometimes.
It's incredible. It's incredible, and it's weird because not much has changed with the team and the roster as much as it could, and the defense too. Like last year, we were such a good defense. We were touting how good up the middle they were and how solid they are. This year, they've struggled defensively if you look at the metrics. So it's shocking. It's like, what's going on?
It really does. And I feel like it's gotten a little better lately. And even JD said this on the Roku broadcast on Sunday because it was weird hearing Chip Carey and JD together. Not for like I didn't hate it per se. Like they were fine. They actually were a very good broadcast duo, but it just felt weird. Yeah, well, because Chip's the Cardinals play-by-play guy now, so like it just felt weird having like the combined booth. But like Chip kind of asked, and I kind of liked it because it allowed each team to highlight more for a national perspective of like, how is your team doing this year? And JD even said that. He was like, yeah, early on in the year, this defensive ball club was horrendous. He said it's gotten a little better of late, though. He says there's a lot less of those stupid plays. There's a lot less errors. So it seems like just this team's starting to settle in a little bit more defensively. But 100% agree with you. I think, you're spot on, and even Jeremiah's spot on. That one gets a sticky start.